I have a guy who's been a coach at a place in the modern era for 12 years. I have a man who has a team that is currently number 3 in the country. I have a man who's hosting College Game Day and a man who is going to see a nighttime whiteout tomorrow night against the Oregon Ducks. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Nittany Lions, James Franklin.
Yeah.
You got a fresh cut. You're looking good right now.
Hey, I shaved my face. Yeah, it's a new thing.
Clean shaven.
Thank you. I did a movie. This sounds so Hollywood. I did a movie, and for the character, I had to have a clean shave, and I didn't realize that I have a jawline right now. I'm Irish, coach, so when I get a little fat, that thing goes right here. So normally we put that beard on the cover.
Looking good, man.
Thank you. So this will only probably last 2-3 more weeks. I'm getting less discipline as the weeks go on in football. You know what I mean? Let's talk about your team.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the conversation around your squad, I don't know if you know this or not because you stay isolated. I asked him if he knew what was going on in the Ryder Cup. He said he did not know what was going on in the Ryder Cup.
Coach,
I broke the news. It's not,
It's bad.
It's not great for
Come on, America.
Yes.
We need you.
Yes, we
Come
do.
on.
Yes,
I don't know anything about golf, but it's time to go.
Okay, I appreciate that. Speaking of time to go, everybody's talking about how first couple weeks of the season, obviously not the greatest competition. So this is the first time we're going to get a chance to see your team.
Yep.
Do you feel like that as well? Like, are you still wondering what exactly this year's team is? Is tomorrow one of those big tests, or how have you kind of judged your team thus far?
Yeah, I think with everybody, right, whether it's in the NFL, whether it's college, you're waiting for that first big opponent that people describe where both are going to be tested and how you're going to handle that. So we got a ton of respect for the first 3 teams that we've played, but obviously this is different. This is the number 6 team in the country coming into our place, ton of talent, ton of weapons, a lot of success. We obviously played them last year as well. So this is our first true test. I think that's fair.
Okay, so when you see this team, obviously we know Oregon.
Yep.
And we know of a tight end, and we know what Dan Lanning's teams are like. Quarterback, though, with them, with this environment, what are you expecting from them on the offensive side of the ball with quarterback Dante?
Yep.
And what are you expecting from like this environment from your team and from their team?
Yeah. I love Dante. We recruited him out of Detroit, out of high school, 5-star, number 1 quarterback in the country. And I've been super impressed with his path, right? In today's college football, he goes to UCLA, starts 3 or 4 games as a true freshman, chooses to go to Oregon and sit behind a guy for a year. Very few guys are making that type of choice at that level of quarterback. And now obviously he's playing at a high level. Year 3, he's got tremendous talent around him. Number 1, the wide receiver is a problem. The tight end, number 18, is a problem. They've had our attention all week long. But it's not just them. They got 2 really good running backs as well. They got a massive offensive line in front of them. So they've put a ton of good stuff on tape, a lot of challenges. He's been able to retain his coordinators and his staff. So this is going to be a real challenge for us.
And the environment. I mean, talk about it. Because so this is an interesting thing. I feel like I've experienced a lot of things. One of the things that I would like to experience is a night whiteout game. Like, just because growing up in Pittsburgh, obviously, and having a lot of friends that are Penn State cult members, and just
so you know, if I was here, you would have been here. I wouldn't have let you leave the state. It's a huge mistake.
I won the kicking camp on these grounds.
I've heard the story.
Yeah, I mean, I dominated this thing, too. I mean, it was...
You got any eligibility left?
No. I mean, maybe. They're making new rules. I might actually. I get 5 years, right? AJ, I think you do, too.
We'll take AJ, too.
Yeah.
If this could be a package deal with AJ and you?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We could, but let's talk about this environment.
Yeah.
AJ, did you play in this ever?
Oh yeah, I got beat. I lost a whiteout for sure. It's a raucous environment. It's an unbelievable experience to play in that for sure.
What are your thoughts on nighttime? I know it's a conversation, but it is real. Like Ohio State has the same conversation about their big games being at noon every single time. It's just a different environment when folks have all day to get tuned up, or just lights always make things feel bigger.
Correct. And listen, Fox has done a phenomenal job. You got to give them credit. They've done an incredible job with the 12 o'clock games, but the night games are different. We got RVs been coming in since Wednesday. There's already thousands of them out there already, ready to go. They got all day long to watch college football, to get lathered up, to get ready to go. And then obviously the first whiteout ever with 2 top 6 teams. So we've been doing this for 18 years, and it's the first time that this has happened. So everything that you want is here.
AJ, we got some history, brother. What's your question for Coach?
Coach, your quarterback, Drew Allar, obviously, I think he's going to come on the show here a little bit later and talk to us. But what's it like having a guy with that much, that many reps, that many big-time situations where he's been in? He's played in the brightest lights. Like, what does that do for your confidence, not only your coaching staff, but also the rest of your team?
Well, I think the other thing is you got to live that position. And this guy lives it. He's in the building at 6 o'clock. He's asking all the right questions. He's holding his teammates accountable. He's what's right about college football, and I think he's got a very, very bright future. So experience counts, specifically at that position. He's been in these big games. He's been in these big moments. They haven't all gone his way or our way, but you learn from that. He's been a proven commodity, and I expect him to play extremely well. I think he plays his best when he's got a chip on his shoulder. If you watch the West Virginia, I don't mean to bring it up, but you watch the West Virginia game.
It feels like it, kind of.
I'm sorry. From 2 years ago, he had a chip on his shoulder. He ran a linebacker over. To me, that's when he's at his best.
Unbelievable. You were going to fit that in at any moment? Is so?
Well, I led with, I wouldn't let you leave the state. I led with that.
And you're going to get that in there, and then we're going to come back to what happened. Rain delay, too, the way you guys came out of that in a much smaller locker room. I'll tell you what, that was absolutely depressing. The way Allar's season ended, obviously talked about a lot.
Yep.
Okay? Not the best way. And you said not all has gone his way. There's only one team a year where every game goes their way.
That's exactly
okay?
right.
That is literally how it is. I was excited to see how Allar was going to respond from that moment. I, too, had one of those moments at a much different position, miss a couple big kicks in a big game at the end of the season. The whole world feels like it's crashing down on you, and most of the time it actually is.
That's right.
And then how do you kind of fight out of that? What did you see from him this offseason? You talked about living it and being a leader, but mentally attacking that, and then now having his biggest test. Do you think he's prepared? Do you think this is when he's going to show up biggest? And is that a motive, like to prove everybody wrong that was burying him, kind of?
Yeah, well, I think it's telling, right? The guy could have left last year as a first-round draft choice. So if you're running from that, you go to the NFL as a first-round draft choice. He came back. He came back because I think he wants to finish this thing the right way. I think there's unfinished business for him, and he's used it as fuel. The guy is leaner. He was 242 last year. He's about 235 right now. Ooh. He's athletic. He's 6'5". He's 235 pounds. He can make all the throws on the field. And year two now with Andy Koldenicki in this offense and those two running backs that we got behind him, there's an opportunity to really, put this team in a really good position in his behalf.
Early in the season, but man, such awesome expectations for your team. Honestly, doesn't it feel good for your team to have these types of expectations going in, and also knowing that it feels like Penn State's one of the schools, just from what I've learned, that we are going to be expectations every single year in national championship. Last year, you get a taste of it. This year, coming into the season, it has to feel good that you are expected to win a national championship, basically now at Penn State every single year. I assume that's how you viewed life here for the long time, but now it's very real. It feels
I think you got to embrace that, right? That's why you came to Penn State. That's why Drew came to Penn State. Every single one of our players and coaches, this is why you chose this type of program, to play in these type of games and have an opportunity to do something special. So we talk about 1-0 every single week, but we don't hide from the national championship discussions. But as you know, it's critical that you stay focused to one game at a time.
Process, brother. Let's go to the Talks table back at the Thunderdome. Ty Schmidt has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, with a lot of these marquee Big Ten games in the past, they're very, you feel out the opponent. It's pretty cagey, and a lot of times we go to half, whether it's 10-10 or 14-10 or 7-7, low-scoring games. But with this game on Saturday specifically, with the whiteout and how crazy the crowd is going to be, and also knowing what Oregon can do offensively and how sometimes, those points come in bunches, how important is it to get off to a fast start on Saturday?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. If you look at Oregon and how they're built and how they play, it's usually starting fast. That opening drive is going to be critical for us and for them. They're used to playing with a lead. If you can kind of change the game and slow them down, then it becomes more of a traditional Big Ten game. But that's not how they want it to be played. So starting fast is going to be really important for us because that's a big part of their identity. I think that's a great point.
Is that your alarm? Oh. Kind of a banger, dude.
There's no doubt. I'm not a big alarm guy.
We don't have an alarm?
No, I just kind of wake up usually around 5. Yeah, usually around 5. I'm usually in the office for 5:45, 6.
Are you a coffee immediately upon waking up, or are you a natural as soon as you wake up? Wow.
I just started drinking coffee like 4 to 5 years ago, and they were like ice cream sundaes. Now it's black.
That's maturity.
Yeah, it's maturity, I guess. I hate it. I hate the black coffee.
So I'll put 2 Splendas in there. Now, I think Splenda's terrible for you. I don't know. I don't want Splenda to say, I don't know, but I know that I was
You're not getting an NIL deal with
Splenda. I
Splenda.
know. I use it every day. And then that's why I went to Australia. They have like a lot of rules on their foods. Splenda nowhere to be found. So I was like, oh no.
What are we going to do?
What am I? No, but also, what have I been to? This whole, it was like one of those conversations. I just recently became a coffee guy too. The Nespresso machine, do you have that?
No, we have some machines over there that are phenomenal that I just kind of go. But I only drink it. We don't have coffee at home. We don't have machines. I only drink it at work.
Put one right on your desk. I'm looking at his office. This is going to get a shot. I don't know who's that guy in the back there. Who's that? That's
my boy.
And what's his name?
JJ.
JJ.
My roommate at Washington State.
Really?
That's my roommate at Washington State. Yes,
JJ, that a baby. Yeah, what up? Yeah, what up? Yeah. All right, we appreciate.
That's my guy.
AP Tone has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, I do. Obviously, big offseason news, bringing Jim Knowles in as your new defensive coordinator after Tom Allen goes to Clemson. Obviously, he was with the national champion Ohio State team last year. He played Oregon twice. Looked really good against them in the playoffs. How big is it bringing him over? How's that been? And how nice is it having him face them twice last season?
Well, first of all, I love the USA hat you're rocking there. You're looking sharp.
Ryder Cup.
Ryder Cup.
Remember.
Ryder Cup. Got to bring it back.
Yeah, thank you.
Hiring Jim Knowles was obviously a big one for us. A guy that's won a national championship. We got Stan Drayton on our staff as well that also won a national championship. And obviously what he's been able to do defensively. If you look at the last 2 years, Jim's defenses have been as good as anybody. And, being able to do what he was able to do against Oregon. You talked about playing. He wasn't necessarily playing, but obviously he orchestrated the defense. And when we had an opportunity to bring him home, another Pennsylvania guy went to St. Joe's Prep in Philadelphia. So being able to bring him back home and be a part of our Penn State family was huge.
The Ohio State people love that, right, AJ? Didn't you guys love that?
Yeah, we got Matty Patricia right now. Everyone won. Everybody's a winner in this situation.
Matty's doing a great job.
Yeah,
he's doing a great job. Yeah.
Okay, for you, how much are you scouting? Like, Big Ten games, obviously very important. This is a huge building. I don't know how many people are working here for Penn State football, but much like everywhere else that is fully invested in sports right now, big operation. What do you have? How many people do you have working in like scouting department almost? How many people do you have like future team research or recon? Like what is all in here? This is a beautiful facility, by the way.
Yeah.
And thank you for the hospitality. But how many people are kind of under this roof, kind of operating every day?
Yeah, we have about 70. But then there's obviously a ton of interns, student interns as well, that do a phenomenal job for us. So it's a big operation, whether it's sports science, whether it's recruiting. We don't really break it up like kind of the NFL in terms of recruiting and then, player personnel where you're evaluating other staffs. We kind of do it all within one roof. We got about 10 people working in recruiting, and they do a phenomenal job for us. A GM, Andy Frank, who's got an engineering degree from Princeton, which makes sense to work in football, right?
Of course.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
I think I'd like a Princeton engineer working with me as opposed to working against me.
That's right. That's fair.
I don't know if I'd ever think I'd work with a Princeton. You're working with a Princeton engineer.
Yeah. He's our GM. Does a phenomenal job.
Look at you, football guy. Working with engineers. It's a full business. It's a full operation.
It's a full operation.
And Penn State is operating at a very high level. I saw that you had Coach Katie, I believe, from the women's volleyball team, national champion, on your show last night. And then Con Man back at the toxic table. Their hockey team fully invested here as well. Kind of the state of the sports here, Connor, is what he wants to ask you about. Coach.
Yeah, Coach, how awesome was it, when you see a Gavin McKenna and you see Pat Kraft come out and, they're doing the stadium and they're spending money not just on football, but all the other sports as well. How motivating is that for you to just continue to get better? And how excited are you to work with Pat Kraft and not have to ask for anything and more so tell him, like, no, it's okay. We don't need a new $10 million workout facility at this exact moment.
Yeah, I'm not saying no to anything, to be honest with you. That's not happening. But, yeah, Pat's been phenomenal. And I think you guys understand this, but having an AD who played football in the Big Ten, who's waking up every single morning wanting to win a national championship, you feel like he's in the foxhole with you. That alignment in leadership from the head coach to the AD to the president of university to the chair of the board. It's critical. And I know you guys just kind of went through this at West Virginia with bringing coach back.
Yes.
That alignment is critical, and we're in that position right now. And that's why you see a lot of these decisions being made. A lot more yeses in the offseason than we used to get, and they add up, just like the little no's used to add up too.
In the modern world, those yeses matter more than anything, I think. And it sounds like what you guys are doing here with sports. And Pat Kraft, middle linebacker for Indiana, by the way.
Neck roll. Neck roll.
And you look at him, he looks like one, too. We're talking blockhead, like a square
That's
head.
back when you could take dudes' heads off, too. That's like, that era.
Yeah,
Yes.
neck roll, running down on kickoff. You're going to see him. He'll be on the sideline. And sometimes I'm a little worried about him more than what's going on the field. He's going to come out and get on the field and get a flag.
You need to worry about the players, coach, not him.
I know, but watch him. Watch him on the sideline. Watch him at wrestling. Like, I think he thinks he's going to go on the mat with Kale. Like,
I forgot you guys have 100 national champions in
wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't lose.
Pat, remember
Kale went undefeated his entire career. Look at Pat. Look at the neck roll. That's when you wore shoulder pads.
That's the athletic director for Penn State.
That's what I'm talking about.
Remember
Every
him at the
sport is
Orange
gonna be as
Bowl?
good
Pat, you pointed him out at the Orange Bowl when we were on the sideline against Notre Dame, and he was basically forearm shivering guys up and down the sideline before the game started.
Yeah,
Motivating.
frothing.
Yeah.
He's a psycho.
And we got LeVar Arrington as the guest picker.
Yeah.
I think he was on the sideline down there
Yes.
as well.
And
wasn't
his
he?
son's with us. We signed his son this year, LeVar Jr.
Smart play.
Yeah, and you should see him. Stud.
Jumping.
Yeah, stud.
We got the whole thing. Mammal, I believe,
Yeah.
is the way that
That's right.
that the Arrington family is described, and that's the highest level. LeVar Arrington, and I think we're going to show some highlights.
And his son's wearing 11 for us too. Been a lot of pretty good 11s.
It's a big number there.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons.
Hold on, we got a stat about you.
Yeah.
We got a stat about you being an NFL factory.
Great one.
Penn State, first-round draft picks, last 5 drafts, 2021 through 2025. 2021, I don't want to say his name wrong.
Odafe Owe.
Okay, he went 31st. Micah Parsons then went 12th in 2021
Not
as
bad.
well. Jahan Dotson, 16th in 2022. Chop Robinson in 2024 won 21st. Olu Fashanu
There you go.
won 11th in 2024. Then obviously Tyler Warren goes 14th to the Colts. We're winning. This season.
How happy are you about that right now?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're
thank
welcome.
you for that. And we saw him hit his head. What was that in Notre
Notre Dame. Yep.
Orange Bowl.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
He hits his head on the sideline. We were down on the field, calling
It
it.
don't matter.
He got right back up.
Yeah, old school. You see the flow he's got going on.
He's a
and
Sasquatch.
And I'm not going to bring it up, but another team took another tight end in front. Somebody took another tight end in front of that guy.
Well, you can say it was
Like,
the
what are we
Bears,
doing?
Thank
coach.
God.
The Bears.
I'm not going to say it.
Thank God they did. Okay. And then obviously Abdul Carter went number 3 overall. You've become a NFL factory, which I think Coach Saban talks about a lot in building up trust with high schoolers and families whenever you're selling them on the vision. Hey, everybody wants to make it to the NFL. We have proven we can do that. I think you have that box checked. You obviously have support and alignment from the entire organization. And obviously this place is going to be electrifying with their fans. Feels like you guys got it all up here. I appreciate the hell out of your hospitality, and thank you for welcoming us in here.
Appreciate you. And I hope to see you on the sideline at the whiteout.
Okay.
Come on, you got experience.
What do we wear?
You got experience.
What's the costume? What do you guys wear during the game? We got
The coaches or the players?
Coaches.
Coaches, we're going to contrast, so we're just being our normal.
Hey,
deal.
Oregon's trying to steal the whiteout. They're wearing the white jerseys. Is that normal?
Yeah, they're the away team, so they always win.
Is that how it always is? with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whiteout?
So everybody wants us to wear white with the white out, but the reality is you want the contrast. So you got the black sky, you got the white crowd, and then you got the blue contrasting uniforms in front of them. It's great for the quarterbacks too. The white would just blend it all in.
Oh, so this is actually potentially a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah. Oh,
Should
yeah.
they investigate the whiteout? I hope not. Not before tomorrow, at least. I appreciate you,
Thanks,
Coach.
man. I
Good luck,
appreciate
and
you.
thank you for the time. Boys, back to you as Coach James Franklin literally opens his office door right here behind Gumpy to go say what's up to JJ.
My guy.
Attaboy, JJ.
Awesome.
JJ.
Yeah, JJ right behind Coach Gump right there. That's awesome to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, starting quarterback for the Nittany Lions, ladies and gentlemen, Drew Allar.
Drew.
Drew.
Here we go, Drew.
Appreciate you, man. How you doing, dude?
Dude,
you are a big
awesome.
dude.
Big son of a
Holy
bitch.
jeez.
I don't like this at all.
This guy's
Let me tilt this
gigantic.
up a little bit. Let me tilt this up a little bit, give you a little bit more space.
There you go. Get Gumpy's hat. There's
Jeez
Gumpy's hat in here.
Louise, dude. Unbelievable. Thank you for joining us, dude.
Appreciate you having me.
Okay, so I don't know if you heard what James Franklin said last hour, but He literally said everything you want in a quarterback, this guy embodies it. Whenever it comes to leadership, when it comes to work ethic, when it comes to mentality, obviously the frame and everything's about it. What do you love about the quarterback position as the most, and how do you feel as the quarterback of the Nittany Lions with your coach saying all of those things about you?
Yeah, obviously I feel great about that. I think we have the best head coach in the country, and he's a big reason why I came back. Obviously I had that decision to make last year, but chose to come back for unfinished business and to play another year under Coach Franklin. He's a part of the reason why I came here in the first place. But I think just playing quarterback, I kind of had that untraditional path to it, just started in 8th grade, freshman year. So the reason I started playing it, honestly, was because we didn't have one my freshman year. So I grew up playing baseball, loved throwing the football and baseball in my backyard with my dad. So that's what kind of got me into it.
Okay, well, we appreciate the fact that you're an Ohio guy through and through. We need a quarterback. Well, shit, let's put this guy in there, and it certainly has worked out. When you think about the team this year versus last year, what do you carry into this year, maybe experience-wise from last year? And what this year do you think you guys maybe have that you didn't have last year?
Yeah, I think experience is always the number one thing. I know for me personally, going through everything that I went through last year, the highs and lows of everything, just being able to be in those situations and learn from it and grow from it, whether good or bad. And I think I can say a lot about that with all the guys on our team. Obviously, on offense, we returned a lot of guys. And I think, one difference that we got, we added players into our team, whether through portal or high school, that are going to make a big difference for us. And I think we have a great team that's all about winning no matter what. Like, I don't care if I have to throw the ball 50 times or hand the ball 50 times off a game. It's all about getting the win at the end of the day.
That selflessness is awesome, and that's what Coach Franklin was talking about with you and your mindset and being a teammate and everything like that. You mentioned the highs and lows of last year. I talked a lot about it. I don't know if you heard us talking about it. Much different position than you, end of season, had a bad game junior year. Had to deal with that all off season coming into my senior year. Much different position, obviously, much less operation, but still is all that I really thought about. For you, how the season ends for you and for the team. Off season, how do you attack that? How do you approach that? And what was your mindset?
Yeah, I mean, just going back to the grind. I think going back to the basics is how I've always operated, no matter if I had a great season, average season, or bad season. I think, that game last year left a bad taste in my mouth, and I think that can go for a lot of guys on our team. And that's a big reason why we all came back, because we knew we had unfinished business. And, a couple of our games last year, and we were close to accomplishing a couple of our goals, and we fell short of them. But now it's about having another opportunity to potentially reach those goals and right those wrongs.
All the GOATs have had shitty moments. You need to know that. When the world feels like it's potentially crashing on you is actually whenever you can harden yourself the most. I'm happy you chose that way as opposed to letting it beat you. We're pumped that you're back here at Penn State. AJ has a question for you, brother.
Yeah, Drew, we had your coach on a little bit ago, and he always brings a bunch of energy, a bunch of juice. What's he like on game day? I've seen him go back. He's not scared to give it to officials.
He almost fought a guy.
Yeah, you guys might be up 70 points with 20 seconds to go, and he's going crazy. Yeah, fans run off the field. But what's he like game day, from pregame all the way through the game? How much interaction do you have with him as well?
Yeah, we have a lot of interactions with him throughout the day in our hotel, especially with a night game coming up. We'll have multiple walkthroughs and that sort of thing, meetings throughout the day. So, he'll be interacting with all the players throughout the day. I think, really he's pretty calm when it comes to game days, but really intense and intentional with everything, especially the little details that kind of add up into, big things over time. I've caught a couple strays from him when I'm not in the game, when things don't go right on the field. But, that's what makes him great, and that's what drives us as a team.
Let's talk about the night whiteout. How excited are you guys for this? This is like legendary shit around here. Now you're getting a chance to experience one. 2 top 6 teams, first time ever. Your thoughts on it all?
Yeah, really excited. I mean, there's nothing like it. I think, I came here as a recruit during the whiteout when it was Auburn up here right after COVID. So, that was a electrifying stadium. And obviously been grateful to be a part of 3 whiteouts the past 3 years. And there's really nothing like it. I think, if you're a sports fan in general, no matter the team you are, going to a whiteout is definitely a bucket list thing that you have to get off your bucket list.
Pittsburgh native and friend with a lot of Penn State cultists, AP Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Drew, I was listening to you talk at Big Ten Media Days this summer, and I believe you said you sat down with new defense coordinator Jim Knowles when he got there, and you guys went over game tape from your game against Ohio State and kind of how they'd attacked you. How weird was that, and how beneficial was that to kind of hear that from a guy that you went against the year before?
Yeah, obviously it's kind of, I don't think you really experience it all when you're in the position that we're in. But obviously very fortunate to have Coach Knowles here. I think he's made us better offensively, obviously being able to learn from him. And obviously he's made our defense really good as well. And I think, it's always been a great challenge of us going against his defense, and I think that's what was exciting me about when he joined our staff, is just being able to learn from a great defensive mind, because obviously as a quarterback I see the game more through the offensive lens than anything, and being able to learn from such a great coach that sees it maybe a different way, and just picking up tells and just different things that they did against us that were successful and why they wanted to do things was really beneficial for not only me but really our whole offense and our offensive staff.
Choosing to go get information from him and pick his brain, though, is a good trait. Not everybody's doing that, which I think you should acknowledge as a good thing. That is not everybody has that mindset to go, let me try to learn as much as possible, or the stick-to-itiveness, because that takes time to learn. How often are you, what is your schedule? What is your schedule around? This building is beautiful.
It is. Yeah, it is. I'm in here all day. There's really, I only got one class, online class.
What is your major?
RPTM, basically sports management. But
okay,
so
yeah. We're managing sports. Yeah, absolutely. Going to get in it. Yeah. We're doing. We're going to be the best ever at that too.
For sure.
RPTM.
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, RPTM.
RPTM.
Yeah.
I think that would have been my major as well around here, and it wasn't, except I'm happy you are here. But this place is beautiful. Obviously, we got the two massive fields, the turf field, the full field, and the indoor. I assume everything else is state-of-the-art around here. It's beautiful. This is your home, though, huh? The whole team like that? You guys feel like you hang out here a lot? How's the chemistry of the boys?
No, our chemistry is top-notch for sure. I think, the one thing that's special about football is just the locker room in general, and we always talk about how fortunate we are to have all the, obviously, like guys like you come here and be a part of our family now. And then obviously have all our lettermen that are either done playing football at the NFL level or owning businesses, or guys that are playing the NFL come back and always trying to just talk to us. I think, I have great relationships with guys that are either, just out in the business world or in the NFL world. And it's really cool to have a brotherhood like that.
You guys don't play cards, right? Your generation doesn't play cards?
Not much, no.
Oh, that's sad. I don't like that.
It's that damn Fortnite.
You ever heard
it? It is that damn. It is that. You ever play euchre? You're from Ohio.
I've never played euchre, no.
That makes sense. That after playing with people from Ohio, that does make sense. Let's go to the toxic. Yeah, that's you, AJ. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the way
playing euchre for 30 years, bro.
Yeah. But cheating. You've been cheating. If you go back home to Ohio and they ask you to, no, it's not. if they ask you to play in a euchre game, if all of Ohio plays like this guy, they're going to cheat. They're going to be looking at your cards. They're going to be dealing from the bottom of the deck. They're going to be talking to their partner. Just know that Ohio is a cutthroat cards place.
Yeah, you got to find a way to win.
Okay.
There we go.
This guy isn't even.
Right,
this guy isn't even. Let's go to the toxic table. Connor has a question for you, Drew.
Yeah, Drew, you mentioned the previous whiteouts, and how we all see how electric the atmosphere is on game day. What's it like leading up to it? Are there stuff, all throughout the week on campus that's kind of amplifying the game on Saturday? Do you guys round up a bunch of ducks and beat the hell out of them to get motivated to beat Oregon?
Nice.
I'm just trying to get is it a pep rally type vibe? What's it all about this week at State College?
Yeah, you can definitely feel the anticipation for the game building up throughout the week. If you go out to the country, you'll see just a bunch of RVs already parked out. I think they really started on Wednesday, just started camping out there. And then, quarterbacks and tight ends went over to the stadium yesterday at Nittanyville to bring pizza to a couple students, or a lot of students, not a couple, but camping out for the game and just bring them pizza and provide them some food. But you can feel the anticipation really for every game day, but especially the whiteout.
They're sleeping on cement outside the stadium, right? That's what Nittanyville is?
Yeah. Intense, yep.
Awesome. I love that. AJ, you got the last question for Drew as he gets back to preparation for the SCO Docs team coming in from Oregon.
Yeah, Drew, how do you, we talk all the time about getting out to a fast start. We asked Coach Franklin about it, all that. What do you do as a quarterback? Because obviously quarterback, yeah, you're juiced. You feel the energy, but you have to kind of calm yourself down. You have to figure out, all right, I need to dial in and I need to almost calm myself to start this game. What do you do, I guess, before a game, pre-game, to really feel you are where you need to be?
Yeah, I think for me, it really starts really on Monday. And then obviously with Coach K here, he does a great job of, giving openers to really the whole staff. And then he has me rank my opening plays of what I would want to call first early in the game. So I think that really helps me going into it because I already know what the first handful of calls are going to be in certain situations and, opening plays and that sort of thing. But I think on game day specifically, I listen to a ton of music and just try to stay
Who we listen to?
Yeah.
Who we listen to?
Drake all day.
Old
all
Drake,
day.
new Drake, every Drake.
It don't matter.
Champagne
Drake.
Poppy all day.
Yep, all day.
From the moment you wake up, what are we having for breakfast? Got a little eggs out there?
Yeah, like a little scrambled omelet.
Okay, then we take a nap.
No, we got walkthroughs, and then I don't like napping on game day, so I'll just watch college football all day and just reviewing notes.
Okay, I like that. Well, good luck tomorrow. We appreciate the hell out of you taking time out of your day here to stop by and say what's up. Thank you for the hospitality, and I appreciate your mindset through it all, man.
Appreciate that.
You've had to battle, and that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yep.
I'm excited to see you battle tomorrow. This
Appreciate
place is
that.
awesome. They love you too. When he walked in here, there was so I had seen more people in a buzz in the room for like 10 minutes. I was like, wow, everybody's just fucking moving into this room. It's because he was here, obviously. Guy's a rock star. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so
Appreciate you.
much. Drew Allar, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, Drew.